Okay, for this first assignment, assignment A in section 2, we're actually going to, the first thing we're going to do is go into our document properties and uncheck show page border. So under the page tab, you should be unchecking the show page border. And as you can see in the background here, that just hides the border of our page. So then we have kind of more space to work with. Then we're going to want to go to view and select grid. And that just kind of puts like what looks like graphing paper up on your workspace, just to so it's a little easier. We're going to be making some tiles today, so this kind of just helps us in our workspace create a nicely shaped tile. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we're going to grab our rectangle tool and draw a square. Okay, one thing you will notice is with the grid turned on, you might notice how the edges here snap to each grid line. Like there's a good example of it. If that bugs you, you can go ahead and turn the snap off by just selecting snap again, and then it doesn't snap it, it just kind of lets you move that square wherever you want it. I kind of like the snap guides on just so I know that I'm getting perfectly lined up with that grid line. So go ahead and draw a square or a rectangle, and then with our rectangle tool selected, we want to give it a width of 400 and a height of 400. And then grab your selection tool and say view, zoom, selection, and get nice and zoomed in on that square. And then next we're going to pick whatever color you want the background of your tile to be. So what we're going to do then next is we are going to create a tile on this square. So using the Bezier tool, the pencil tool, any shapes tools, different colors, go ahead and create whatever design you want on your tile. And once you're done with that, we're going to then replicate that tile to make a pattern. So go ahead and create whatever design you would like on your tile. So once you have a design drawn and you like the way it looks, go up to File, Save As, and we're going to save it in our Section 2 folder and call it tile_pattern and hit Save. Next, we're going to group everything. So hit on your keyboard, say Control-A, and that will select everything, and then we're going to go up to Path, Object to Path, and then we're going to go up to Object and Group, just to group all of our objects together. Now we're going to use a new tool to create clones of our tile. So under Edit, we're going to go to Clone and say Create Tiled Clones. So we want to make sure the Symmetry tab is selected and that P1 Simple Translation is selected. We're going to make a pattern of 4 rows and 4 columns. So make sure you have 4 in each of those boxes there and hit Create. And you can see in the background it already is replicating my tiles. So we can close this. Now zoom out a little bit so that we can see our whole pattern in our window here. Like so. Now grab your selection tool and just click off to the side so that nothing is selected, and then go back and click on the top tile in your top left corner and press delete once. And so what that does, it created a duplicate on top of our original tile, so we can go ahead and erase that duplicate and just we can continue to make changes then here with our original tile. So now with our original tile, we can use the nodes tool to make any changes that we would like to, and it will apply it to the rest of our tiles. So maybe if I wanted to drag these down for whatever reason, you'll see that it does that to all of my cloned tiles as well. So that's nice that we can just make adjustments to one tile and it will apply it to everything. So go ahead and you could add in some different colors. Let's see, let's do different shades of purple's good for me. So go ahead and make some changes to your tile if you so choose to. And again, it's just kind of neat to see how if it does it to one, it applies it then to all the other tiles as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that and go up, and whenever you get your colors the way you would like it, go up and hit save. And now we're going to go back to our selection tool, and I want you to click just your top left tile here, and we're going to export just that one tile. So by having that one tile selected and under our selection tab, it's going to just export whatever it is we have selected. So under browse, we're going to go to our section 2 folder and call this background 1 and say save and export. I'm going to replace what I already had. So then we can close that dialog box. And then I've already applied a different background that I made before, but so now we should be able to go in and you can go to the folder that you saved your tile in, and we can apply that to our background. So there's my tile I have selected, and as you can see, I already had that applied, but you can see it applied it to my background and just repeated the tile pattern for me back there. So you can apply the tile to your background if you so choose. And then the couple last things we need to do then is to save. All right, let's see. We need to save our entire background as, we should have it saved as tile pattern 2, which we already do. And now we're going to, I believe we're going to, let's see. All right, so now we're going to export the entire pattern. So make sure nothing is selected and go up to File, Export Bitmap, and you'll see that the entire drawing is selected here. So now we're going to export, or let's say browse, and we're going to call this background 2. Save, export, and now we have, if we go back into our folder, so we have background 1, which is just the single tile, and then you should have background 2, which is your pattern with the multiple tiles. So you're going to zip and save all those files together, zip them in a folder, and you're going to submit all those as assignment 2A.